Alright, let's finish up the homework question from your 4.5 worksheet. Factorize the following completely. So we're going to just use the ladder method very quickly. The ladder method is over here. X squared is going to be here, the plus 3 is going to be here, and I'm going to have the positive 4x over here. Let's leave a little bit of space for that. Positive 4x, alright? So here is the left hand side is all about multiplication, so I'm going to get x and x. Here I'm going to get 3 times 1, so I'm just going to cross multiply 3x and x. How do I get positive 4? The only way is for both of them to be positive. So I double check, 3 times 1 does give me positive 3. So my answer is x plus 3, x plus 1. Let's look at the other question to the right. I'm just going to do the ladder. Z squared minus 3 plus 2z. I always make sure that the one in the middle doesn't have any alphabets to it. Okay, so I'm going to get z times z. Same thing, 3 times 1. This gives me 3z, and this gives me z. How do I get positive 2? Maybe one of them must be positive, the other one is negative. So positive, negative. I double check, I multiply these two. Do I get negative 3? Absolutely. So my answer is correct. So z minus 1. Alright, moving on to the next one. Same thing, the ladder method. Y squared over here plus 10 minus 7y. So I'm going to get a y and y over here. 10 is probably 5 times 2. Let's cross multiply. 5y to y. How do I get negative 7? Both of them negative. So both of them negative over here. Negative times negative gives me positive. So 5 times 2 does indeed give me 10. So this is correct. My final answer, y minus 5, y minus 2. Part D, same thing over here, cross multiplication. X squared minus 24 minus 2t. T squared, I get t times t. 24, what is the different ways to do it? I know 6 times 4 is one of them that I can try. 6t, 4t. How do I get negative 2? This is negative, this is positive. Let's try whether that works. Negative 6 times positive 4 does indeed give me negative 24. So my answer is t minus 6, t plus 4. Alright. Part E. This one I have a 2 now, so I need to be really careful about this. 2x squared plus 5 plus 7x. How do I get 2x squared? 2x times x. So 5, so I can have 5 times 1. I can try 5 times 1. 5 times 1, this gives me 5x times 2x. How do I get positive 7? Both must be plus. Let's try both plus. When I multiply these two together, do I get 5? Absolutely. So means this is the correct answer. Okay. How about part F? Part F is over here. Same thing, my ladder method. Let me write everything down in the correct position first. So 3y squared is going to be 3y times y. 10. I can try... let's see what I can try. If I try 5 times 2, let's try 5 times 2. So 3y times 2 is going to be 6y. Y times 5 is 5y. Negative 11, both must be negative. So negative, both must be negative over here. And indeed, when I multiply by these two, I do get positive 10. So my answer is 3y minus 5, y minus 2. Last 4 questions to go. So here, let's do this. 4m squared plus 1 minus 4m. So in this case, I'm going to try 2m, 1, 1. Cross multiply over here. 2m, both must be negative. So indeed, when I multiply them together, my answer is correct. So here is 2m minus 1. Because I got 2 of them, so my answer will be squared. The next one over here, I'm going to do the ladder method again. Oops, not negative 7, negative n. 6n times n. So I'm going to get 7 times 1. So I'm going to get 6n, 7n. To get negative, this must be negative, this is positive. I double check this, I multiply this together. Indeed, it gives me negative 7. So my answer is 6n minus 7, n plus 1. The last two, because there is a negative sign over here, I factorize out the negative sign first. Y squared minus y minus 30. Alright, so all the signs will change. I focus on factorizing this now. Negative 30 minus y. So y and y. Okay, 30 is 5 times 6. So I get 6y, 5y. To get negative y, this must be negative and this must be positive. So this is negative and this is positive. I double check. I multiply these two. I indeed get negative 30. So this is my correct answer. Y plus 5, y minus 6. But don't forget the negative sign. So make sure you put back the negative sign over here. Alright, so very quickly, let's do this. Factorize out the negative. 2x squared minus 11x plus 5. Let's factorize this. 2x squared plus 5 minus 11x. So 2x, x, let's have 5. 1 times 5. 10x, x times 1 gives me x. If both are negative, I am going to get my answer. Okay, so this factorized form, 2x minus 1, x minus 5. But don't forget the negative sign at the start. Okay, so this is how I do all these questions over here. Okay, so please, if you don't know how to do, watch this once, watch this twice, and then do try by yourself. Okay, there's another set of homework. Under this, the last page, just a couple. Okay, so factorize the following. Now, if you cannot use the special formula, it is okay. Okay, I'm okay if you want to use the ladder method to do this. So x squared plus 9 plus 6x. So this is x. 9 gives me 3 times 3. Okay, so this will be 3x, 3x. I realize that I need to plus both of them. So my answer to this is actually x plus 3 squared. Because I have x plus 3, 2 of them. Likewise for this, I can do my ladder method. Remember, the p squared goes here. The constant goes here. Then negative 16p. Okay, so the order, you must rearrange it correctly. Yeah? So here, I'm going to get p times p. 64 is just 8 times 8. So 8p, 8p. How do I get negative? Both must be negative over here. So my answer in this case is just p minus 8 squared. The rest of the following is just making use of the, the perfect squares. A squared minus 3 squared. This is of the form a minus b, a plus b. Likewise for part D, 49 can be written as 7, the whole thing square, minus 1 square. So it's 7b minus 1, 7b plus 1. The last two, 1, 1, 2, 1 is actually 11 square minus 4. 4 can be written as 2s square. So this is 11 minus 2s, 11 plus 2s. And lastly, 36 can be written as 6c square. 25 can be written as 5d square. So the final answer for this, 6c minus 5d, 6c plus 5d. And this is how we get this answer. Alright, so make sure you do your homework. I'll be collecting next week. Okay, if not, all the best and wish you guys a great holiday. Okay, bye-bye.